Alright, so we have here a Black Max lawnmower. It is a standard push mower, no self-propel mechanism. So it just kind of goes straight up here. As you can see, very, very basic 125cc engine. Teeny tiny little thing. But I got this one for 20 bucks. Bought 3 mowers from this lady, and none of them were running. And this one is by far and away the best condition out of the 3. Let's just take a look around it. Don't like this dipstick here. It's got oil in it. A clean rag, but it is a little brown, blackish. Huh. Try a little bit more here. Yeah, it's got a little bit of a darkish, blackish color, which doesn't look horrible, but it's a little off. But the main thing with this one, she said she thinks she hit something, and then all of a sudden it just stopped running. I do not like this little oil spot. That's really annoying. Pull the spark plug. That came off easy enough. Very, very black, but doesn't look crazy. Put it up against the white background there. Not too bad, in all honesty. I'm just gonna wire brush that and keep that in there. I got a little bit of fuel or something on the spark plug. Just clean off a little bit. Just wire brush, get it out of the I'm gonna look up the gap on this engine and re-gap the spark plug. Alright, so I was digging around in my spark plug graveyard and I actually found this old sucker right here. Don't know what I got these for, but it says it's going to be impossible to read, but it says replaces Champion RC12YC, which is what was in this engine, RC12YC. But this one's a little bit of an upgrade. It's got the gold plating. So, you know what? We're just going to throw this old sucker in there. All right, and the gap is 0.03 that we're looking for. Get a little bit there. Go on there. Go on, wait, 0.03. Don't know if you can see that. Probably not. I have to get another light set up in here. Throw that sucker back in. Normally I would just reuse the old spark plug, but I've had these sitting here for about 8 years. So, and it was loose in the in just a random container of stuff and such, little different parts for different machines. So I'm just gonna use it. Snug it up, pop that bad boy back on there. See what the air filter looks like. Air filter is a mess. Look at that right there. Now I'm going to see if I have one of those laying around. Alright, so I cannot find one of these in my little stash, so I'll have to run and get one, but I'm not going to just go get one. I want to make sure I can get it somewhat running. And the thing about it is, this dirty side is the side that was on the carburetor end. So I'm just going to go straight to tear down this carburetor and clean it, because I feel like that just has to be the issue. And then if we can get a little bit of spark, we'll run down to the store and get one of these. Alright, 7mm. So apparently they're 1/8. Great. Oh yeah, it's one of those carburetors that's in the other lawnmower that I fixed up, the Toro. Well, that'll be easy enough to fix. I do have to take this cover off though. It's missing the third bolt in the back. So whenever you pull these carburetors off, you have two little seals. White goes on the outside, black goes on the inside. Okay. Finally. Kind of boogered up that one a little bit. A little damage on that. I'm sure it'll be just fine. Okay. It's not horribly dirty. Got a little bit of gunk out. Okay, the jets look good. But there is actually a lot of grass in there. Maybe you could tell. Show this gunk in there. There's like in the center, like actual grass or something. So cleanup should help. Whoops. Got everything built up back together. Yeah, and so something that I'm learning with these carburetors, these little plastic ones, is that little bit on the left, right here, if you look in, right next to my thumb, that always clogs on these. The last two that I've cleaned, there was just a big block in there. So the main jets have been fine in both of these that I've cleaned. What? Okay, so I was trying to push that in, and what ended up happening, this little white part here in the middle, again, this little white plastic right in the dead center there, had slid out a little bit so it wouldn't seat. And looking down in the barrel there, right in the dead center. If you can't get this cartridge to seat, it's likely because that middle white piece had slid out, so just push it back in and then it'll seat just fine. So it's good. Press back in. Alright, so don't forget you got two O-rings. One is plastic and that sits right on here. Then one is black and it goes right on the inside here. Just sits right in there. And then you just press it in with the jets, or with the lines pointing that way. And hopefully you heard that click. And I should have connected this line first. So I'm gonna redo that. Connect your line for your metal line first. So if you want to take the gas tank off to make that way easier, it's just held on with these little clips in here, and it just kind of slides right out. You got to kind of shimmy it, but it will come out. Now we can torque it all back down. Gotta clean my cap up. It's real nasty. Alright, so I went ahead and put some WD-40 on the recoil to loosen it up. I had a little bit of rust showing on a little piece right there. Maybe you can see it. I'll mark it right there. So I just WD-40'd it just to be sure. WD-40 all the mechanism. Now let's see if we can get this thing to crank. Okay. Well, that was something. So she did mention that she hit something, and sure enough, it felt like it when it was running there for a half a minute or half a second. Check this out. This blade's coming about 1.5 inches down from the deck. It should be coming right equal with it. You can see how that one's tucked into the deck. Now if I spin this around, you can see this one dips down, so that blade is bent to all heck. And I don't have another one of those, so I'm gonna take the blade off and see if I can get it to run. I don't understand how people do stuff like this, man. Like, been on for 10 years, I've never bent a blade, at least that I've been able to notice, like that. Alright, I'm gonna try to start this without the blade on it. Well, that'll be it for tonight. I'm gonna go get a blade for this in the morning and an air filter, and I think that's gonna call this one done. Alright, so I changed cameras and lost my audio. Didn't really realize it until after the fact. So we're going to do voiceover. Here you see me struggling with this stupid oil position. And look at that. Oh no. Oh no. Is right. That is glittery metal oil. And I'm going to pour this in here and show you. But basically, I did this whole process in the complete opposite order of what I should have done it. I should have done the oil first, and I know better. I don't know why I went ahead and did all the other stuff first, but I guess I just wasn't thinking. But you're going to see here in a minute just how much oil is sloshing, or metal is sloshing around in this oil, and it sucks. But basically what I do is I'm going to put in some fresh oil and some cleaning agents and run it for 2 hours. But check this out. Whenever I slosh it, you can't really tell until it's moving, but all that metal settles in the middle, and that is a lot of metal, you know, just to be like flaky like that and see that much. But here's what I put in: Restore and Protect from Valvoline and the mystery oil, and I let that run for 2 hours straight. And here's the deal. When I came back, I found another issue with this lawnmower, which is the rebreather valve is broken and it's spitting oil out. That's why that air filter was so dirty. And you can see there's oil all over the gas. I mean, it's shooting it out because I ran it without the air filter there. And pouring out the oil, you know, it looks okay from this angle, right? But whenever we zoom in, you're going to see there's still more metal coming out. And who knows, that could have been residual, you know, just from the prior owners not ever changing the oil. But the entire 2 hours that I ran it, it ran without a single hiccup or sputter or even hesitation. It ran perfectly. But yeah, there's more metal there in the center. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I definitely messed up on this one. Should have done this first, and I would have saved a lot of time and money on parts. So I'll probably bundle it with another one or just kind of give it away or something. All right, audio's back. Figured out I wasn't recording, but we'll get this one cleaned up and get it ready to list. Unfortunately, it needs a breather valve, which is all the way back here. I have to take all this apart. I'm not doing that for a $20 mower. I'll let the next guy do it. We're gonna clean it, put a blade, put an air filter. We're gonna list it. I'm just gonna put it up for 60 bucks and take the first $20 offer. All right, so here we go, cleaning it. And again, I know in the video, at the time I was thinking I was going to just try and sell it and get my $20 back. And just, I would put the ad up with the disclaimer, like, it's got an engine issue, don't know how extensive. But at this point in time, what I'm thinking is I will probably bundle this mower with one other mower that is kind of running okay, that I may not be able to figure out. But if I do, I'll just bundle it with something else and sell them together like that. All right, so we're cutting it down to 3 inches here on this tall, thick stuff. And look, that's a clean cut. That is not too shabby for a mower with some sort of engine issue.